well into the 1970s.
I wish I had
So, I'm
Army.
gonna give you some of the
It's annoying
teachings
how they
in a
removed
second, but just
They removed
remember
Army?
that
Why did they remove that?
whenever
Only
we
Frost
talk
got-
about race issues in America, you always have conservatives who are very quick to say,
Kinda gay.
nah, come on,
Yeah.
jumping to the conclusion of racism so quick and pretending like people hate other people or they feel superior or whatever. Stop saying that, people on the left. You play that card too much and it's not true, and you should be more open-minded and fair in your judgment of, people in the South or people who are really conservative or whatever. Now, the thing is, at face value, that sounds kind of reasonable, right? Because it's just like, well, I don't know. Stop jumping to conclusions. Stop painting with a broad brush about Southerners or
spread out, guys.
conservatives or whatever. It sounds reasonable at face value. But there's a problem with that. And it's a problem that oftentimes new atheists talk about this problem in other contexts. But the problem is, what kind of a narrative have people in the South been taught? What's the pervasive line of thinking in the culture in the South? What's to them, this is a good way of putting it, what's the, of course, beliefs to them? Where if you get some of them alone in a room and they had a few drinks, they'll say, come on, of course, X, fill in the blank with whatever it is. So now, let me give you, again, from the 1970s, this guy's textbook from 1971. Here's what specifically white people were learning in public schools in the South.
Imagine doing this without the add-on and Mythic.
So first we have here a textbook going on to explain that, maybe there were problems with slavery or whatever, but the masters gave the workers good clothes. They were nice and warm and comfy. And, quote, in one respect, the textbook says, the slave was almost always better off than free laborers, white or black,
he's just
the
going
same
down like a
period.
punk-ass bitch.
The slave received the best medical care which the times could offer.
Ooh,
Look what Dark's damage.
Okay.
Okay, everyone
This
bar
is
hunters.
a history textbook used in the South in 1971, and it was continued to be used later on, too. This isn't old at all! And they're saying in there, they're teaching this as if it's history, as if it's a fact. They say, no, you're misunderstanding. The slaves oftentimes had it better than free laborers, white or black, because they got the best medical care available. Come again? Number one, that's totally made up. Number two, you're talking about the health of slaves, and you didn't start off with saying how whippings happened on a regular basis.
Spread out.
How there were rapes that happened on a regular
now
basis.
Or later?
That's why, for the longest time, Black Americans know this very well. Throughout their history, plenty of examples of the slave owners raping the slaves and having kids, and then they wouldn't.
I like this whole being able to double up on my burst.
So you thought it was more appropriate to say they had good health care, even though they didn't, than to say, well, when it comes to the health of slaves, they were property, and they were treated as such.
I like this whole baiting fuss thing.
They were hurt,
bait him.
they were forced to work extreme hours.
Good work, guys.
They weren't viewed as